The Misfits are cult rock and roll, worshipped by a few but ignored on the whole. Meet the Feebles is a film cult classic. It's basically unknown, but some say it's fantastic. Most women that I meet seem totally unfazed, till sometimes there's somebody who seems totally amazed. I might not be in magazines as a heartthrob face, but in a few devoted hearts I've found a strong fan base. I'm a cult boyfriend, not a mainstream show. I'm lonely or I'm worshipped by a lady in the know. When you're a cult boyfriend, life is always intense. They love me or they hate me, no one's on the fence. Cerebus is a cult comic book series. It's got fans, but it's never found in movies or in theories. WFMU is a cult radio station, always tuned to by a few devoted fans around the nation. For every time I couldn't get a second date or even first, why does one think I'm the best when all the rest think I'm the worst? For all of those times no one at all wanted to know if I'm really all that awesome, wouldn't more people think so? I guess cult boyfriend is the term for me. It's always been quality, not quantity. A cult boyfriend's like a record in a bargain bin. No one knows its worth till a collector comes in. And who are some cult literary names I can honor? Maybe J.G. Ballard or Flannery O'Connor. Haggis and fugu, that's like food for cult eaters. Jim Jones, Father Yod, Charles Manson, they're cult leaders. Anyway, the point being, do we have to be magical? Can't we date a few months then move on, normal and casual? Suicidally alone and then totally smothered. It's so much pressure when you go from one extreme to the other. I guess cult boyfriend is the term for me. It's always been quality, not quantity. A cult boyfriend's like a record in a bargain bin. No one knows its worth till a collector comes in. I'm a cult boyfriend, not a mainstream show. I'm lonely or I'm worshipped by a lady in the know. When you're a cult boyfriend, life is always intense. They're in love or they're indifferent, no one's on the fence. And this song probably ain't gonna go very far beyond an open mic. It's guaranteed, though, it's the sort of thing 2 or 3 people will really like. What's your favorite flavor ramen? It's a highly valid question. There's so many kinds to choose from. There's a lot of competition. I know so many artists for whom it's the only meal they ate, but the finest brand and flavor is still subject to debate. Well, Maruchan brand ramen has cream chicken and lime shrimp, or then there's Top Ramen with teriyaki. See, the answer ain't so simple. It's just a block of dried noodles, 3 minutes in the pot, boiling water and the flavor packet, and it always hits the spot. Painters eat it at midnight, poets before poetry slamming. Comic book doodlers do it at lunch, bluegrass noodlers after jamming. The FDA might say it's no more nutrition than the package that it came in, but if they take it off the market, there will be artistic famine. And on the old Lower East Side, now those days are dead and gone. When I had never heard of ramen, but I did love Ichiban. It was Japanese instant noodle soup, which was basically the same thing. And from that old SYP store on Avenue A, it's of Ichiban I'll sing. My favorite flavor ramen was the blue Ichiban package, with the flavor description I couldn't read in some ancient Asian language. It came with a block of dried bean curd, the noodles broad and flat. That's the best ramen ever. Yeah, you heard, and if it ain't, I'll eat my hat. Now there ain't many a perk in this line of work, so I think I'll go to sleep and dream I run a restaurant where all the artists can eat cheap, with an art gallery in front and in back, a performance venue, a dozen home-cooked meals to choose from, and no ramen on the menu. But from the gates of Eden to the hills of Sweden, for your energy crisis, it's what my advice is. When I get my life in order, I'll cook it with spring water. It's what God ate in the days when he was creating, so I guess it's just our fate. Let there be ramen. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. Time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. You gotta do something that you can get nicer at. You gotta do something that you can get wiser at. You'd better do something that you can get better at, 'cause that's the only thing that time will leave you with. 'Cause time is gonna take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. It might be cabaret, it could be poetry, it might be trying to make a new happy family. It could be violin repair or chemistry, but if it's something that takes lots of time, that's good. 'cause time is gonna take so much away. But there's a way that time can offer you a trade, because your looks are gonna leave you, and your city is gonna change too, and your shoes you're gonna wear through. But there's a way that time can offer you a trade. You gotta do something that you can get smarter at. You'd better do something you might just be a starter at. You'd better do something that you can get better at, 'cause time is gonna take so much away. But that's the way that you can offer time a trade. Maybe that's why they call a trade a trade. Like when they say that you should go and learn a trade. The thing that you do doesn't have to be to learn a trade. Just get something back from time for all it takes away. And it could be many things. It could be anything. It could be expertise in Middle Eastern traveling. Something to slowly sew to balance life's unraveling. You have no choice. You have to pay time's price. But you can use the price to buy you something nice. Something you can only buy with lots of time. So when you're old, you blow some whippersnapper's mind. And it might be researching a book that takes you 7 years. A book that helps to make the path we take to freedom clear. And when you're done, you see it started with a good idea. One good idea could cost you thousands of your days. But that's just time that you'd be spending anyway. You have no choice, you have to pay time's price. But you can use the price to buy you something nice. So I've decided recently to try to trade more decently. Water leaking, water moving, water goes not of its choosing. Water falls and water dropping, water has no way of stopping. Water goes down, water went into me 90%. But water can't try, never will, it's my 10% that fights uphill. And when I'm dead and the water crawls out, till all that 90% falls out. And all that's left are the bones that rattle, the feet that climbed, and the thoughts that battled. That's the part with the gifts and flaws. The water just obeyed nature's laws. Just obey and just give in, follow where the rest have been. But I had to fail and go be lonely just to learn I had my own way. The things I want might just be trouble, I might be left with only rubble. But I've got too much confidence to only do things that make sense.